what it is, man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
Yo, this is Gevonta the Bronx from the Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellow, Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
Oh, night man in boxing. Night man in boxing. Where's the Flair Cops? Shout out to Goodfellow Sports TV.
Hey, Steven, man, you really believe that stuff? Oh, man, come on. You really believe that stuff you be saying?
All right, man, let's talk about Tom Bennett reported he real close to Kenny and them. And Shawn Porter, he reported that Shawn Porter will be sparring. He will be sparring Gevonta Tank Davis for the Terence Crawford fight. So this is probably his last week of sparring. Depends on the fighter when they end sparring. I remember Floyd said like the Thursday or Friday or Wednesday before one of his fights, I can't remember who it was. He said he had just sparred 15 rounds. So like I said before, depending on the fighter when they want to spar, that's dangerous sparring. Like the week of the fight because you can suffer a cut. Excuse me. But yeah, he sparred the he's supposed to be sparring Tank. Let's talk about it. Check out the welterweight boxing playlist and the box rumor playlist. It's gonna call it a rumor. And like I said before, man, I guess he's trying to mimic the speed. You know what I'm saying, and being a southpaw and getting those angles. And when you talk about sparring, you working on things, okay? And one thing about Tank, he gonna give you the speed. He gonna be able to mimic the speed of Crawford, being a smaller fighter. And also, you say what you want to say about Tank. He think a bit. He make adjustments in there. So there is some things you work on. I mean, you spar to work on things. He could be sparring to work on the inside fight. He could be sparring on just for the southpaw angles. He could be sparring just for the inside work, or he be sparring a lot of things. Tank's a good fighter. Never took that away from him. Tank's a good fighter, bro. Can't take that away from him. So Tank's an excellent fighter, and I think what you get there is just the angles, man, of a southpaw, bro. And who knows? Crawford might say, I'm gonna stay. Crawford might say, I'm gonna stay orthodox in this fight, just to throw him up. He can do whatever he want to do. He could do it whatever he want to do. So it's up to him. But the angles, people say, well, they styles not alike, and this, that, and the thing. The angles is what you're looking for, and it could be the inside fighting. Maybe Tom said they playing. Maybe it's the inside fight. Maybe it's the maybe it's just to get the southpaw angles. He sparred with Caleb Plant too. There's a rumor going around that Caleb Plant smashed him like cornbread. What Big L say? He said, I smashed Mike like cornbread. You can't kill me. I was born dead. Bars. Okay, maybe, So like I said, we was hearing that about Caleb Plant. There's rumors about that. But like I said before, this is just he probably trying to get a certain look. He trying to prepare for everything. You know what I'm saying? But one thing you don't hear shit about, I don't know, I ain't watched Bernie in a minute, so I don't know what he's saying. But one thing you don't hear about is you don't hear about shit going out of Bud Camp. Real talk. Shawn Porter doing interviews and this, that, and the third. I ain't watched Blood, Sweat, and Tears yet. I get it. I try to catch up on it today, but you don't hear, what I'm saying? You don't hear too much coming out that cap, bro. Real talk. You don't hear too much coming out that cap, dude. You know what I'm saying? They just working. Hear much from the sparring partners or whatever it may be, but like I said before, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be real interesting to see, how that fight play out. Shawn Porter's a hell of a fighter, man. We know Bud is a hell of a fighter, but look at him and Tank. Him and Tank ain't too far from height. So if I had to guess, which I don't know the game plan, I know what it should. What my opinion is, what the game plan should be. But honestly, I think with him fighting Tank, a smart Tank. I think he might be trying to get on the inside, bro. I think that might be what it is. He might be trying to get on the inside. He just fight Bud on the inside and smother him and hope he can't get leverage on his shots on the inside. Remember, Kenny Kenny used to train, Bud, in the amateurs. So, he knew something about Earl in the amateurs too. People forget that. So he knew a little bit about Earl too. So they had a great game plan for Earl. So, like I said, the game plan might be trying to get on the inside, bro, and stay on the inside and just making an inside fight. Hope that's a safe haven. But the thing about it is, Bud, if Bud could generate power on the inside, bro, it's over with. There ain't nothing they can do about it. If he able to beat Shawn, because Shawn smothers shots. So they're probably hoping Terence Crawford is uncomfortable on the inside and he not able to get off. But if he make the adjustment to get off, they're gonna be in trouble. They gonna be in trouble. So that might have to be the adjustment to get on the inside. But Tank gonna give him southpaw looks. That's what Tank gonna give you, southpaw looks. Tank gonna give you a little bit of that speed that you might see. Maybe not the length, but speed inside. So him sparring Tank tell me that he probably just trying to get a southpaw look. He probably looking too much in it. He probably trying to get some inside work. He probably trying to fight on the inside. One of the interesting thing about this fight, what Bud gonna do? He said he love fighting, he love exchanging. That probably makes for you want to spend your $70 for the fight. They price that 70, that's their reduced price. But a smart thing to do is probably size them up, get your distance, and pick them off. And hold it, move early, pick them off, punch in the move, because Crawford can generate power in the move, and then hold your ground when you find your distance, you find a mark and knock them out. But Crawford might be in there for a war. You know what I'm saying? And you in there for a war, you can say a guy can't punch, right? But we ain't in there taking a punch, and when you in there slugging with somebody else, it's the punch that you don't see. No matter how weak a fighter is or how he can't punch, it's the punch that you don't see that catches you. You might not be hurt, but, a knockdown or two or three or one, that could be the difference in the fight. So, like I said before, I think, I don't think it's wise to exchange fire with him, especially early on. For Crawford, that could be a cover-up. But knowing him, that's what he want to do. Even Felix Diaz, think that he's a fighter that like he don't like to stick and move. He did it versus Postal, but if you look at Felix Diaz, he took some unnecessary punishment because he was offensive. That's just who he is. I think he could be disciplined in the ring. I seen him do it for 12 rounds versus Postal. But this fight, I think it's a lot on the line. I think this fight means more to him than Undisputed versus Terence Errol Spence. I mean, obviously not financially. This for him, this is a coming out party for him for the welterweight division. For people trying to separate his resume and say he ain't done welterweights, this might be a plumber. He might try to pummel him. And when you try to, when you emotionally invested in a fight, you can get hurt. People saying, well, Caleb Plant had a better chance of beating Canelo. No, he didn't. Shawn Porter got a better chance of beating Crawford than Plant do Canelo, obviously for the obvious reasons. But I know what Shawn should do, bro. I save it for fight night, man. We already did a breakdown on Instagram. You look at my IGTV, you'll find it. But I think he's just trying to get a southpaw look in there. I think the two things he getting is a southpaw look for sure and the speed. That's what you're gonna get from a lightweight. It's the speed. You getting from tanking with the speed and the southpaw looking. Maybe it's the inside work there, but like I said before, man, I think it's wise. I think it's good for Tank too. Fighting a welterweight, getting ready but he getting that southpaw look. He getting that angle. I know exactly looking for. And Tank, saying anybody get some adjustments. Tank makes some adjustments too, man. Tank IQ underrated. He'll knock out just anybody and not be able to make the adjustment. So, but he getting that angle and that speed. And people say, "Where you got the game from?" Angle and speed. But when you got somebody like Floyd, Crawford, Sugar Ray Robinson, and Leonard, and something like, you don't know what they're gonna bring to the table. You can guess. Like, I'm thinking gonna be offensive. But people say, "Well, it's like him fighting Felix Diaz." I think it's different. I'm a huge Felix Diaz fan, but Shawn Porter more athletic. He's stronger. He got better head movement. A little bit slicker, a lot slicker than Diaz. So, we'll see if Crawford can find. If he could find a mark like he did Diaz and Jeff Horn. I mean, it is what it is. But I think we underrated Shawn Porter. So I think Shawn Porter gonna make it close. Closer than we think it's gonna be, or some of us think it's gonna be. But we'll see. Crawford knock him out. You know, I'm not sure. I think he can. I think he. I don't know. I think he can, but I'm not sure, man. Shawn Porter. You know, but Shawn Porter older. He been at the weight so a long time. So like I said, I don't think they will take the fight if they can't win. So yeah, check out the welterweight playlist, box rumor playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you have a business question, call, response, your video question, want to chop it up on my social media links there, description. Want to make a financial donation, Cash App, CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link description, all that's in the description. And at the bottom of the screen, rolling. Best way to donate, hit the bell icon button, hit all notifications, Christian notifications, drop a live or do a video. Thumbs up, share the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, best way to help the channel. Let me know what's in the comment section. Peace.